Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am super excited for this video because we're going to be doing a chatty get ready with me. I'm going to do my makeup and tell you about how I got engaged. I still feel really giggly saying it out loud, but I thought that we could get ready together and I could tell you how my fiance proposed and how we met and just have like some girl chat. I don't know, I thought it sounded like a fun time. I'm also going to be using my collaboration with Adept just to do a very simple like girly feminine look today. I'm definitely not feeling anything too heavy, but I want to do something cute. Okay, so I'm just going to start applying things to my face and I will have everything in the description box down below in case you're curious for details. But my fiance, I don't know. His name is Juan and we met a few years ago through my sister. Actually, it's kind of funny because she invited me over for dinner. She said she was making eggplant parmesan, which is definitely not like one of my favorite meals by far. Like I would never make it, but I'll eat it kind of vibes. However, I am not one to turn down a free meal. And on top of that, like a meal I don't have to cook. I will always say yes to that. So I was like, cool, I'll be there. She mentioned that my brother-in-law's friend was going to be there. And I was like, cool, free meal. Like that's all I was thinking about. And at that, what is that? That's red? What? Where did that come from? And at that point in my life, I was definitely not focused on dating at all. I wasn't even worried about it, wasn't looking to meet anyone. Like I was not on any dating apps. Like I was just like living my life, just a happy single clam. Happy single clam, you know? I had to kick Roxy out because she was snoring super loud. But anyways, so I went over and I did meet Juan for the first time and I would not say it was like love at first sight or anything. Like I was just like, I wasn't even in that mindset. I was just like, here's a friend, like cool. I thought that he was cool and nice. I thought he had really beautiful eyes. I don't know why I'm putting pink right there, but it felt right. I'm distracted. I do remember listening in on him having a phone call with his mom. He's Colombian, he was speaking in Spanish, and I told my friend Lily later, because we've talked about like accents, whatever. I was like, oh my god, his accent. His accent. But that was all I thought of it. Like that was it. Like, you know, it was fine. And then out of nowhere, a few months later, I was at dinner with my whole family. Well, actually, I was like the fifth wheel because it was my brother and his partner. It was my sister and her husband. And they mentioned, they were like, oh yeah, like he said that you're pretty and he would like to take you out on a date. And I was like, okay, cool. Bet, like tell him to do it. Like that's fine. And it was really cute because we saw each other multiple times after that. And I was just, well, I'm a little shy. I'm shy. So he was like nervous. He didn't even know if I liked him. I just found out that like my brother-in-law gave him the go ahead, but didn't tell him that I was into it. So he was just playing it cool. So we hung out several times with my sister, my brother-in-law, before he finally asked me out on a date. When I asked him about it later on down the road, he just said he really wanted to make sure that I was comfortable and like not like some random person was just hitting on me or whatever, which I think is really sweet. So anyways, he asked me out on our first date. We went out to a Mediterranean restaurant and we went to an escape room. It was both of our first times and it was literally the best first date because we worked super well together as a team. It was like a bigger escape room and it was like, I guess it could normally be up to like 6 people and it was only the 2 of us and we got out within like 10 seconds of the escape room being done. So it was like, damn, okay, we work well together. Like this is good. We like it. And I feel like from there, we just couldn't get enough of each other. We were just together all the time. And it was kind of nice too, because I'm an overthinker and like in the past, like dating everything, nobody ever met my son, like not happening. But because we were friends first and we had like that introduction and everything, Roman already knew him like as a friend. So it made things less scary for me because I definitely had, you know, some fears for sure, especially because I got married and divorced at a really young age. So I just really wanted to take my time. And I feel like we did in some ways and we didn't in some ways. Like we took our time to get engaged, but like we bought a house together and we have all these animals and like we consider ourselves a family. So maybe not like the most traditional route ever, but it felt right. So anyways, enough about how we met. Let's get to the engagement because it was super sweet, and it's kind of cool because he planned this whole weekend, but his excuse, he said it was still for this, but his excuse was that we were celebrating my launch with Adept. Like he wanted to surprise me because of this. So it was a really good excuse, even though I still 100% like felt like I knew what was happening. And I was talking to Angie and Karen. I was like, I think it's happening, you guys. Like, so I think it was Monday or Tuesday of last week. We were just like cuddling, and he was talking about how he took time off from work, and he was like, oh, I wish we could like go somewhere, do something, but it's kind of last minute. And I was like, well, maybe we could plan something, like just something small. And then he was like, well, what if there actually is something planned? And I was like, okay. And he's like, and everything is taken care of. Roman's taken care of, the dogs are taken care of, where we're staying, where we're going, all taken care of. And it's a surprise. I'm not going to tell you anything else. You just need to pack a bag. And I was like, okay, so how long does the bag need to be for? And what's the weather? What's the weather for my bag? And he just said it was warm. So I don't think I've ever packed so much stuff in one suitcase. I had like 13 outfit ideas. I had like 10 pairs of shoes, like 6 purses. I was like, whatever we do, wherever we go, I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna feel cute. It was just really exciting because he did not tell me where we were going until we were actually on the way. And something really, really sweet, just to show you guys what an amazing friend Amanda is. Makeup Just for Fun. I know I talk about her all the time, but she's my bestie in real life. And we've been friends long before I met Juan. She was actually the one who almost, in a way, made us define our relationship, because the first time she met him, earlier that day, I was like, I'm seeing this guy. We haven't put labels on it. Like, I know we're exclusive, but we haven't like called each other boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Like, we're in that like murky in between ground. And the first time she met him, she was like, so you're the boyfriend, right? And he was like, yeah, that's me. So she kind of defined our relationship for us, but he messaged her behind my back and asked her if she would watch Roman for the weekend. And he didn't even tell her what it was for. He didn't tell her that he was proposing. She said she had a feeling, of course, but she did it, no problem. And she's just the sweetest. Like, I couldn't possibly be more grateful. I feel like if you know, like, especially as a single parent dating, it's like that balance of, obviously, like, we have so much fun together, we have so much time together, but Juan and I never had like that like before a child phase where you just like, it's all about each other. So when we do get to have like a little weekend or a little date night and it's just the two of us, I feel like it's like even more special and appreciated, and it does not happen that often. So that was really cool. And it was funny because I texted Amanda and I said like, oh my gosh, like, Juan planned this, like, he's so sweet, yada yada. She said, do you know any details? And I was like, no, not really. And at that point, I didn't even know that she was helping. So I just thought that was really, really cool. Her son and my son are good little friends, so it just works out. I know I'm not normally a powder person, but I've been obsessed with the Pat McGrath powders in light and baby pink and just putting them all over my face in like different areas. And I feel like my makeup has been looking so good. So we ended up going to Savannah, Georgia, which I had never been there before. And it was absolutely beautiful. Like, such a pretty city and such a clean city. Like, just felt like pretty much everywhere you wanted to go, you could walk to. It was very safe. Like, lots of really good food, and we ended up staying at literally the cutest old house. It was built in, I think it was at 1871, and we did look up the history of the owners, but it was super beautiful and like just decorated so cozy and chic, and it like had these big windows. I actually did like a get ready with me when I was doing my makeup for the day that we got engaged, and I just like stuck my phone onto one of the big windows and it worked perfect, and like it was all natural light and everything, but the street was outside, so like everyone could see me doing my makeup, and I was just like, it's fine, like, I'm not gonna feel shy, like, it's for the content, right? So we got there late Friday night, and y'all, I made the biggest mistake. I'm all about like history and trying things that are local to wherever we are, And we went to this bar, so I looked up like what is Savannah known for, like what's their most famous cocktail, and it was Artillery Punch. Soldiers would drink it. It had a mixture of all these different liquors, and it has a bunch of history behind it, whatever. So I was like, I'll try that. Oh my gosh, it was so strong. I was struggling the rest of the night. I was like, I can't believe that was only one drink. Definitely would not recommend the Artillery Punch for just one person, maybe two, or maybe just like drink it really slow because it was a lot. One actually did ask me, he said like, oh, like how do you feel about a walking tour? Like I'm not going to tell you where we're going, but it's rich in history. Like, would you enjoy that? And I was like, for sure. Like I like history. Like we like watching documentaries together and everything. Like sounds fun to me. So I was all about it. And it was really fun. It was like 2 hours of walking. We learned so much about the history of Savannah. And there's actually some really unique things about the history compared to a lot of, you know, earlier colonies, even though it was technically like a trust first. So I really, really enjoyed that. But I will say where Juan messed up is that if he had told me he booked another walking tour before the first walking tour, I might have said no to the first one. So we had like, you know, like a little hour of time, and we stopped and got some souvenirs because we like to get a Christmas ornament from every place that we go to. We stopped at like a little sixpence pub. There was like a London telephone booth. Had well, he had a beer from Ireland, I want to say, and I just had like a pear cider, you know, something sweet and light. And then in no time we were off to our next walking tour, but this one was a food walking tour, which was fun. I do enjoy food. I love eating. Like that was a great lunch and we were so stuffed. But oh my gosh, my feet were hurting so much. Like by the end of Saturday night, we were definitely down for the count. Like originally we were like, we're gonna go enjoy the nightlife, we're gonna go dancing, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And then like it was midnight, we were looking at each other and we're like, we should like go to sleep, right? But anyways, after, you know, walking, exploring, yada yada, we went back to the house, and I think I kind of just want to use concealer as my eyeshadow primer today. Kind of indecisive about it, but we went back to the house, got dressed up, and went to the beach. And originally we just said like we were gonna take like some cute pictures on the beach. I wore a nice dress and he like wore an outfit that kind of matched, and I kind of had a feeling, you know, that it was happening, but then I was also like trying not to get my hopes up because, you know, if he planned this whole trip and everything extravagant and it really was just about my launch, I was like, that's so sweet, like so amazing, like there's no way I could be upset. But then like also like if you're like convinced that you're about to get engaged and then it doesn't happen, like obviously it'd be easy to be upset. So I was not looking super excited, but it's because I was just trying to like keep my emotions in check and like not run away with them, because we went on multiple trips where I was like, is this it? Is this the time? Like he planned something, I don't know, like 2 months ago where we went to Asheville and he didn't tell me about it either. So that one I was like, when's it happening? Like, you know, just waiting, and then like it didn't happen. So I was just bracing myself, you know, trying to be patient. But I'm just a girl. We were at the beach, we had our tripod up, we took a few cute pictures together, and it was funny because I could tell he was nervous because I'm always like joking and saying ridiculous, like off the wall things. And he normally laughs at me, you know, like he normally finds me funny. And like in the moment, he was just like, just like a little like, okay. Like he was, I could tell he was like, you know, in another place. And then we took some pictures. He kind of waited for the beach to clear a little bit so that it was more private. And then he was like, wait, like let's take one more picture. Like the lighting changed a little bit or something. I can't remember what his excuse was. And he turned it on video, and then he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him. It's funny because I feel like it was like so fast. Like I felt like it was happening, but then at the same time, like when he actually like got down, I was like, no, like you're not, like I can't believe it. And the ring is literally so perfect, like so perfectly me, and it also fit perfect, which I was very happy about. It's so cute. So he got it right because I love gold jewelry. I was very adamant about that. I was like, I gave him some guidelines, you know, because like the idea is that you're going to wear it for the rest of your life. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with giving some guidelines slash, you know, a little PowerPoint, if you will. But I always wear gold jewelry, and I like to wear dainty things. Like both of these pieces are from Ana Luisa, and it's just like my perfect style. So I feel like I told him that emerald cut was my favorite, but I kind of gave him like a list of like things I liked, things I didn't like not anything too extravagant. And I was like really open to so many things. I was like, I'm open to diamonds, I'm open to moissanite, I'm open to you know, different gemstones. Like I've seen some different like green ones, some pink ones. Like, you know, I'm pretty open. I just really need it to be this yellow gold. Like that's what I wear all the time, and like that's my favorite. So in my head I was like trying not to get attached to like the idea of like what it might look like. I was like, whatever it is, I'll be happy with. But when I was envisioning my ring, it was exactly this. Like exactly couldn't be more perfect. It's also a lab-grown diamond, which I think is really cool because, you know, it's obviously more ethical and you can trace exactly back where it came from. I'm very, very, very happy with it, and I'm about to be that person that just like does everything. Like if you see me start applying all my makeup like this with my left hand, don't judge me. I just love Mishka and Athena together so much. From my blush palette, like every time I apply it, I feel so cute. And this is definitely what I was wearing when I got engaged too, which was fun because I feel like if you love makeup, and I'm sure majority of you do, if you're here, you're watching this channel, like putting your makeup on and like what you put on could be like so special, so fun, and like so meaningful. And then like for it to be like a really important day and for it to be my collection that was on my face is just like extra awesome. I feel like I'm feeling really, really simple vibes for the eyes, which is good because I can show you guys something really simple I like to do, which is basically I just use pink and mocha and call it a day. And like while you're here, I will say I was hesitant to mention this because this palette is like technically only for the face. It was formulated for the face, you know. I'm not suggesting that you put any of these near your eyes, but I do like to use Athena as a highlighter for my eyes and stuff. So just keep in mind, not recommended, not made for that, no claims of such, but you know, sometimes I do things I'm not supposed to do. And then I'm gonna go into the shade pink. Oh, and before the trip, another thing is that I was like trying to pick out nails and deciding what to do because these are press-ons. Like these are super, super cute, literally like $5. Like the budget friendliness we love. But when I was picking them out, I was like, do these look good? So should I do something more classic? Like we were looking through like my entire collection. I don't know if it's corny, but like my boyfriend, my fiance always helps me pick out my nails, like, because I get overwhelmed. I have like a pretty good little box going full of things. So anyways, he was helping me decide, and he was like, let me put it this way. You should do your nails as if you were meeting a really important person. And like just the way he said that, I was like there's no way that you're not proposing. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. And when I told him that, like after the fact, I was like, you definitely gave yourself away with that little clue. He was like, no, like what if you really were meeting an important person? I was like, yeah, but you've never said that before. Just grabbing just a touch, putting that on my outer V, and then kind of blending it in. And then I'm just gonna like match to my lower lash line. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know what else happened too that I thought was super exciting? So on Sunday, yesterday, we checked out, you know, Airbnb, you had to be out by 10, very early, but we ended up going to like the cutest, like kind of tea and brunch place that was located inside an old Scottish temple. I don't know if temple's the right word, but it was like a Scottish place of religion. And it had been a few different things throughout the years, but now there's like a cute little restaurant inside, and we had some really good food. And then we ended up going, just like walking and like looking at little boutiques. We found a gift for Amanda because obviously we were super grateful for her helping us, and we were like trying to find just like the perfect gift. And then we ended up going to like a really cool thrift store that had a bunch of stuff. Like I literally could have probably spent hours in there, but we didn't really have the time. However, I did end up finding something that I'm so excited about. So I showed you guys a few months ago that I think I mentioned in a favorites video that I restored a bag from Etienne Anye, which he was a designer in Europe, and he actually studied under some like really famous designers. He came over to America. And anyways, I found this bag that was like not in good condition, but it was only $1.99 at my thrift store. And like when I looked it up and I saw the history, I was like, this is so cool. And I've seen videos on TikTok of people restoring leather bags. So I purchased a few different things. I think I spent like maybe like a little less than $30 on like some horsehair brushes, some leather conditioner, you know, a few things that I needed to restore it. And it's now like super cute, and it's really cool history. Like it's over 50 years old. Like I like it a lot. And when we were in the shop, I love looking at the purse section because I'm like on the hunt to restore another purse, but it's not always an easy find. But I was looking through the purses in this thrift store and I was like, wait, that logo looks familiar. I pulled it and it was another bag from Etienne Anye, and it was definitely more expensive than the first one. It was $50, but it was like in good condition and it was a little bit bigger, and it's a crossbody. It's like a burgundy shade, super cute. And the crazy thing is that like I was looking around and they had another section with purses and they had another Etienne Anye bag, but it was like much bigger. It was like $150. And it was like this red shade, but it was a little too big for my taste. Like it wasn't something like I would personally like be like, that's my style, that's what I'm gonna wear. So the first one was like definitely the one for me, and I can't wait to restore it. I can definitely, you know, share it again and like share a little TikTok if you guys are interested of what it looks like before and after. It's a really fun process. And I was like, you know what? I was like, yeah, it's a little more expensive than the first one, but I already have all of the supplies. I already have everything I need to give it love, make it new again. And like that's it. I don't know, this is kind of off topic, but it's a fun souvenir. I'm gonna go into the L'Oreal Panorama mascara, and while I was on the trip I did run into CVS Pharmacy and purchase the waterproof version because it was a necessity. But right now I'm like, let me make sure that I'm not using the waterproof, because waterproof is just really hard to take off. I only prefer to use it if I know like there's a 99% chance that tears are coming. Just gonna throw this on really fast. I'm just gonna finish off with a little bit of the Gissu lip oil in watermelon sugar. My hair is a little bit messy, but I hope that maybe like answered your chismosa questions. I was like trying to think of what you guys would want to know. I'll probably post some pictures on Instagram, but I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed getting to see another look with my collaboration, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.